At the start of the season, a lot of the media personnel, as well as some fans, were suggesting that the Vegas Golden Knights had a large issue at the goalie position. But as the year has gone on, it sure seems like that might have become their greatest strength. And in this video, that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about with you guys, talking about the Vegas Golden Knights season until this point, and how the goalie position of Logan Thompson and Adin Hill has become so strong, talking stats, how we got to this point, and all that. So, currently, the Vegas Golden Knights sit at 17-6-1 with 35 points on the year, the #1 seed in the division, as well as the entire Western Conference. And I do believe they're currently the #3 in the entirety of the NHL. But, as mentioned, at the start of the year, a lot of people were suggesting that the Vegas Golden Knights were going to have large issues at the goalie position. Start of the year, we saw Robin Lehner, Logan Thompson, and Laurent Brossoit as the 3 goalies for this team. And very quickly on, we saw that Robin Lehner would be going down with a season-ending injury, and we were left to look at Logan Thompson, a rookie, and Laurent Brossoit, a veteran who hasn't shown a whole lot to lead this team in. And it definitely looked a little bit worrisome. Last year, we witnessed Logan Thompson have a stellar performance time after time at the end of the year after some issues arose with Robin Lehner last year. But no one was so sure that he would be able to maintain that on a long-term schedule over a full season. And with Laurent Brossoit not really showing a whole lot for this team and being a veteran guy who hasn't had a ton of minutes, no one was so sure what would be happening. But there was a lot of high hopes, especially with the brand new coach in Bruce Cassidy. And Bruce Cassidy, in an interview, would state that he was very confident in his goalie room, but just days later would end up trading a 4th-round pick, yes, a 4th-round pick, to the San Jose Sharks for Adin Hill. And there was a lot of questions after that would occur. Who would be the starter? Would it be Adin Hill or Logan Thompson? It was pretty clear that Laurent Brossoit was the one that would be falling out, but who would start? And, lots of questions on how will the rookie Logan Thompson do long term. A lot of questions on how will Adin Hill do, as he hadn't received a whole lot of time in a really crowded goalie room in San Jose. But so far this year, we've seen Logan Thompson just continue his dominance. I think currently he sits as the #1 person in the Calder race, and Adin Hill surely has shut down a lot of doubters as well. So first, let's go and talk about stats. What have they done to get to this point, and what are their numbers looking like? Well, let's do this in 2 columns. Logan Thompson and Adin Hill, piece by piece, stat by stat. So for these stats, with a minimum of 5 games played at the goalie position, that's the rules. I feel like, there's currently, I think the #1 guy in goals against average has 1 goal against average, but he's only played 1 game. That doesn't tell you a whole lot. So a minimum of 5 games for these stats, at least position standings wise. Logan Thompson is going to be the first number, and Adin Hill will be the second number. So for the goals against average, Logan Thompson sits at a 2.44, which is 8th in the entire league. Very, very good number, especially for a rookie being top 10 in such a stat. Adin Hill, on the other side of things, has a 2.85. A little bit below what Logan Thompson is looking at, but he's still 30th in the league, which means with 32 teams in the league, he is a starter on, he's in the position where above some other starters in the league. Little bit of confusion mentally in my head there. For save percentage, we're looking at .921 for Logan Thompson, which is 9th in the league. The 2 most important stats for goalies. Logan Thompson, a rookie, is top 10 in both of those stats. I think that's a great way to start a rookie season and really take hold of a Calder race, but also promote winning within your organization with such a great goalie in net. For Adin Hill, on the other side of things, he has an .896, a pretty big drop off below a 90 save percentage, which is something that you'd hope to see from most goalies, especially a starter. Luckily, Adin Hill, maybe not luckily, but in this scenario, Adin Hill isn't a starter. With the .896, though, is pretty fair, especially for a backup, and he sits at 45th in the entire league. Pretty solid, above plenty of other backups, and honestly does pretty good, especially when he is on the ice. And early on in the year, he had a very, very good save percentage. It's just slowly trickled down as the year has run on. 4 wins. Logan Thompson is second in the entire league with 12 wins. Now, of course, he's played quite a bit more games than a lot of other people, but 12 wins is definitely a solid number for a guy such as Logan Thompson. Adin Hill has 5 wins. Very, very good. He is 28th in the league. So again, he's in a position where he's above some starters, even though he is a backup in this current situation. Logan Thompson has 2 shutouts, which is third, but number 1 and number 2 are with 3 shutouts. So he's only 1 below it, and he was the first goalie of the year to reach 1 shutout and the first goalie of the year to reach 2 shutouts. So he's definitely been doing really, really good for himself. Third in the league in shutouts. Adin Hill has 0. I think only like 20 goalies have shutouts in the league so far. So it's not like a bad thing that Adin Hill doesn't have one yet. It's something that is really tough to do. For a record, Logan Thompson is 12-4. A really, really, really good record at a 74 or 75% win percentage at 12-4. Really, really good. The fact that whenever Logan Thompson's out there, you're winning that many games is extremely good. I'm not sure where that lines up standing-wise amongst other goalies because that's not a stat that's out on NHL Network, and I don't feel like going through every single goalie, but that's a really good stat to see. And for Adin Hill, 5-2-1 with a 71% win percentage, so just slightly below Logan Thompson. And, if you were talking points percentage, I think Adin Hill would have a slightly better point percentage because of that extra 1 point from going into that overtime and losing. But nonetheless, 5-2-1 record and a 12-4 record are really, really good for a starting goalie as well as a backup goalie. These guys have looked really, really good statistically as well as when they're on the ice. Vegas very quickly went from a team that was covered in doubt with weaknesses at the goalie position. Weaknesses, I will say, because I never agreed with that statement. Honestly, there was doubts, but I didn't agree with weaknesses. They've quickly turned that into, something that has become a huge part of this team, with both goalies performing at a really high level, if not goalie starter capable levels for both of these guys, and they're oftentimes keeping Vegas in games or above in games very, very consistently. Thompson currently sits top 10 in the major categories for a goalie, as well as number 1 in the entire Calder race, the rookie race, if you don't know what that means. And for a rookie to come out doing that, especially after such a hot start last year, and to continue that, is only a good sign for what he can do long term. And I mean, this man is making near league minimum until 2024-25 season. That's a long time to be in a great position to have one of the best goalies in the league at such a high level for a long time. That puts Vegas in a really good position to consistently go on some of these runs and be a really good spot in this league. Thompson also has some of the flair that I think Vegas fans want. We saw that in Fleury, making incredible saves, all this stuff. But Logan Thompson also has that as well, not only making some incredible saves by himself as well, but in last night's game, we also saw him call out Paul Cotter's number in the shootout, as Paul Cotter would immediately go win in the shootout. He literally took his glove off and goes 4-3, and Paul Cotter goes down and scores. That's something flashy that I think Vegas as a whole loves, and Logan Thompson brings that. These goalies have proven pretty much every doubter wrong. Statistically, on ice, visually, all this stuff, they have looked stellar. And from going from a weakness, as some people would suggest, going from in a position where some people thought Vegas was going to fall off the face of earth, like they missed playoffs last year, people thought they were going to be much worse this year. And the fact that as a team, but especially as a goalie room, they've proved everyone wrong and launched this team the number 1 in the West is something really, really good to see. And I'm very happy about it. I'm rooting for both of these guys to do extremely well, and I'm very happy that they were able to prove everyone wrong. But what are your thoughts on this matter? Do you think the Vegas Golden Knights goalies and the team as a whole will be able to maintain this hold on the Western Conference and be able to dominate for the remainder of the season, even into the playoffs? What are your guys' thoughts on this team? And a question I propose to you, because this is a question I've had personally myself. A question I propose to you, feel free to leave this in the comments. Potentially a video may come out on this. What should Vegas do with Robin Lehner long term? Who should be the duo entering next year? No matter what happens this year, who should be the duo entering next year? How do you feel about this? Is this pairing good enough and price-wise better than a Robin Lehner pairing with Logan Thompson? What do you guys think on this? I think Robin Lehner is a really big question that's going to arise as the year goes on. Where does he fit into all these things? So what do you guys think on that? Feel free to leave those comments down below. I'd love to read about them and have a conversation with you guys. But as always, if you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And as always, I hope it taught something today. Hope it made you smile. Hope you laugh. Something really important to me. Affecting those day in a great way. Because every single day can be a great day if we all just put in the effort. And I mean that. And as always, you guys all be safe out there.